going live again on my YouTube channel, my Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. How you start your morning is just as important as how you end your day. Okay? So I'm going to try to pay attention to both spots at the same time, trying to multitask here. Us women I shouldn't say all of us women. Good majority of us women are very good at multitasking, getting two different things done at once. Doesn't always happen that way, but especially for me, it's helped. So how I start my morning is when I come into the office after I got my clothes on. My husband dresses me. I'm like, he's got my clothes picked out for me. So how I start my morning, typically, if I get to the office early enough, before my 7 a.m. with Chris Robinson or Mark Cole, the John Maxwell leadership calls, the mentorship calls, I usually start those at 7 in the morning. I'm on those calls. If I get a chance, because I wake up at 4:30 in the morning, I've got 6 kids, like I said. So I am reading my Maxwell leadership book. It's Leadership Promises for the Day. It's a daily devotional by John C. Maxwell. So this is how I start my morning out. I look at the day today. Today is the 5th of November. So I'm going to move that over because I had yesterday's, the 3rd and the 4th there. And now I got number 5, which is November 5th, which is Give Your All. So I start my morning, my daily devotional, the leadership version. And then I also use my Battlefield of the Mind Bible because I need to make sure that my mindset is in working order, doing exactly what it is I need to be doing, because that's where 95% of all of our problems come from, is our mindset. God said that that's where we need to focus on, is our mind. We need to focus on it. We need to be able to write down what it is that we seek. That's law of attraction. Every self-help book always will come from the Bible. You will never find another source of inspiration. You'll never find another source of leadership, financials, everything that you need to know in life. You will never find another book on success or how to live your life. So that's the main important way of how I start my day. Another thing that I do in the morning is I look at my schedule book. I have it on the calendar. Yes, I know I've got digital form. Everybody does digital. A lot of people do digital, but I mark my day in here too. I write it on paper. So this way I know what it is that I'm doing, because if I don't write it down, guess what? It's not happening. It's another great way to start your morning. Another way I start my day is I have my stuff literally laid out on my desk of what it is that I need to do, who I need to follow up with, all the calls that I've made. I've got that. My success chart. There's a lot of people who have these lists, and I'm like, no, mine is a success one. What did I do to become the multimillionaire? What did I do in action steps? Because faith without action is dead. So when people say in the Bible, faith without works is dead, that's correct. Because if you're just sitting here, please God, let me have this, please God, and he doesn't deliver, that's not on God. That's on you. You are not taking personal responsibility for the actions that you need to be taking to get what you want. God won't give it to you if you're just sitting here, please. I'm crying about it. I'm not doing anything about it. Your lack of action is why you don't get what you want. I'll repeat that again. Your lack of action is why you don't get what you want. Another thing I'm starting is my .com secrets. Russell Brunson, building my ClickFunnels, websites. And then also, this is the workbook that comes with the whole box set. If you didn't see that video, make sure you go back and watch it on unlocking the secrets, or unboxing the secrets, I meant. So I've got that. Another thing that I use, because I sit a lot at my office, I have restless legs. I also have sleep apnea. I've also got a nice old boot on my foot right now. So that was lack of action on the doctor's part. So I decided I'm going to get help do it a different way. If you can't find a way to do something that you want done, you're not getting help. Find somebody who is successful and model them. Well, taking my own advice, I said, you know what? Enough is enough is enough. Finding help. So this is another way that I start my morning. This is called an earthing mat or a grounding mat. So if you go to earthing.com, this works to help ground your body. And for me, it takes away my pain that I have down my legs when I'm sitting too long. So it's allowing me to sit because I also have I had back surgery that I did not need. There was a doctor that was a bad doctor, bad intentions, did back surgery on me. I didn't need it. So long story short, we have good intentions and we've got bad intentions. There's good people, there's bad people. It's not that we're bad. It's the intention behind that person. My intention of showing you my basic, this is how I do what I do every morning, is to give you some ideas of how successful people start their day. I'm very successful in what it is that I do. Everything I do turns to gold. And who am I not to trust the fact that it doesn't? Another way I start, it's plugged in here. I'll have to unplug it here quick. But another way that I start my day, drop stuff. Always helps. Drop the back of it is what I did. But I have a sad light is what I use. It's a happy light. And so this happy light, because I live in South Dakota and there's not a ton of light when it starts hitting that September time. So I have been using this to help brighten my mood. I use it for about 30 minutes twice a day. Not twice a day, 30 minutes in the morning is what I use it. And then what it does is I have this on. I've got my iPad to make sure that I'm paying attention, writing notes down, writing notes right away from my mentorship calls on the Maxwell leadership team, joining an accountability group here pretty soon that I'm excited for. And that is how I start my mornings. You can tell my light's on because I'm changing the tone there, the picture. So like I said, I got my iPad. It's an old one, but hey, it still works. So that is how I start my day successfully. Okay. My husband watches like kids, like I said. So this way, except for Glenn, I've got Glenn with me for obvious reasons because I breastfeed him too at the same time. And I also see clients, I also see people for anxiety, for building a business and being able to help them with using Reiki. I do that. And yes, Glenn's on me. I usually got by on me, I mean my little sack thing that I have them in. That's how I do my Reiki sessions. That's how I do my hypnosis. I'm still able to do those things because of the gifts that I have where I'm able to multitask. I'm able to do these different things. So most people say, well, you've got all these certifications. You've got all these different things that you do. True. However, if a person really stops and thinks about it, how successful a person is in these different tasks has nothing to do with that old saying that's nothing more than a self-limiting belief and decision that society says that you have to, you cannot master all these things, it's jack of all trades, master of nothing. That is nothing more than a self-limiting belief and decision that some quack decided to say, this is what it is. No. I can tell you right now, as a mompreneur, I am doing the marketing. I'm doing it. I'm learning how to do funnels now. Website, I figured out how to do that myself out of WordPress originally. I don't have any background in computers, but I was able to figure it out. And quite a few programmers have said, you're pretty damn good if you know how to figure out WordPress. And I'm like, a lot of swearing is what that was. So how I started my day is just as important as how you end your day. So how do I end my day? I showed you how I started. So how I end my day is thank God for my hypnotherapist, Palmer, because the second my head hits that pillow, I'm out like a light bulb. Like my mind just shuts off. Sometimes it keeps going. And when it keeps going, I'm like, okay, time to do my mental bank. I don't have a mental bank in here right now. Actually, no, that's a lie. I do. Sorry. I do have a filled out mental bank. It's right here. Here's one that I filled out. So yes, Sorry about that lie there, but I have my mental bank. I do this every night before I go to bed. And what it does is it puts the work that I did, I pay myself imaginary money. The mind has zero concept of reality or time. That's why hypnosis works so well. That's why we can condition people in society to do what we want them to do, like your politicians do. That's how they start out successfully. They get your emotions going, and that's how they program a person. How the TV programs people too. Everything's hypnotic, even music. So why not hypnotize yourself correctly to have what it is that you want to have in life? So this is how I end my day. The mental bank, I started out successfully. I've got the most important books right here that I'm ever going to need in my entire life. And I end it with the third most important book that I'm ever going to need in my entire life to have a successful day. That is what successful people do. This is definition of success. I don't know about you, but everything that I do, I get a lot of people that ask me how it is that I do what I do. I just showed you how I really start my morning. Like, this is how successful people operate. They find what somebody's doing, they model it, and then they go and they do it. They reproduce it. So I thank you for your time and your energy as always. And I got this idea of being able to do the Facebook, the LinkedIn, the YouTube on my computer, and my Instagram on my camera that moves back and forth. The back and forth camera, I got that from Walmart. But my phone being able to be up there, how I did that was I got the idea from Myron Golden. And I'm like, hey, you know what? If Myron can do a YouTube, Instagram, all these different things at once, so can I. Follow successful people and model them. See what they're doing. See what you can do. And then go out and do it, because that's the key. As we learn, I learn best from other people. I don't know about you, but that's how we all learn the best. I mean, like, I didn't know how to walk coming out of my mom. I had to model what she was doing. I seen how she was walking, and I went and I walked. We model successful people. So I thank you for your time and your energy as always. And you have a choice every day to make it great or not. So, oh yes, Vanita, I didn't know you hopped on. I just seen this now, so I appreciate it so much. Yes, meditation in the morning is powerful. That's what I do with my Bible. That's what I'm doing when I'm reading it, is I'm actually meditating on God's word, because for me, I cannot get through my day without his guidance, without my days. Actually, that's one of the things I do mark on my success list. So I know when I'm having a bad week or a bad day by my chart, because I know whether or not I had my time with God. And I can tell you, the days that I don't spend enough time with God, my business is failed. It fails. Like, this is how my morning was the week right before, like, middle of October. I didn't get much done, and that's because I didn't start my day out with God. And I can tell you that because I keep track of everything that I do. I'm not very productive, but on the days that I spend my time with God, I can get a lot more done. And I know, like, there's more check marks. There's more that I'm actually doing on the days that I start my day with God. And exercise, that's the other thing too, but I can't really show my exercise thing in here. But I do start my mornings with that every day, because otherwise I can't function. And I don't know how in the world anybody else can function if they don't start their day out this way, or not necessarily this way 100%, but I mean, like, in some form of getting themselves ready, being that intentional of, I've got to do something to help keep the day positive, because there's a lot of people out there that'll quickly drag you down very fast. So I thank you for your time and your energy as always, and make it a great day, because you have that choice every single day. If you want to have a crappy day or if you want to have a happy day. And I don't know about you, but I don't feel like milking something that happened bad in the morning all day long and turn everything else into bad. I'd rather start my morning out happy, start out positive, move forward, and teach other people how to be successful, and that you can achieve anything you put your mind to. So make it a great day. This one's not touchscreen. This one is.